So in this section, we're going to be talking about building an avatar. And I'm really excited about this section because if you haven't actually built an avatar for your own business, I think you might learn a couple things and it might be really useful to build an avatar even for your own business. But what this exercise is all about is actually building an avatar for your prospective customer's customer. So I know that might sound a little confusing, but the whole idea here is you're sitting down with your prospect and like I said, you're in your 4th meeting with them, you're starting to feel comfortable, you're starting to provide a lot of value as part of your sales process. You're not just asking them what they need, you're actually spending some time exploring their business. And building an avatar is a really great exercise, and I think you'll build a lot of trust and credibility when you start to do this with your prospect. So first we're going to answer the question of who is their customer. Now, part of building an avatar or a persona is getting really specific about this stuff. And when I say get specific, I mean we want to get specific about their age, their gender, their socioeconomic status, basically how much money they make. I want to talk about their spending habits, their personality, and I even like to give my avatars a name. So when you're creating your avatar, you're going to get really specific about all this stuff. So anything that you can create to describe their prospective customer and really try to create a person out of them, a lot of times it can even be helpful, to add a photo, of the type of customer they want. And again, you don't want to be generic here. You want to be really specific. So if you think like you're helping them define their ideal customer, and sometimes it can even be helpful to create a couple of avatars if they have some distinct customer groups, but the more specific that you can get, I think the better off that you're going to be. The second part of an avatar that I like is where does their customer hang out? And what I mean by this is, what newspapers do they read? What magazines do they subscribe to? What websites do they visit? And it's not just about their competitors, but it's about where do they get their information? What kind of things are they into? Also, what kind of physical locations do they hang out at? And that could be specific conferences, could be retreats, or it could be other businesses. Just even thinking about where does their prospective customer like to eat? These are the types of things that can help describe somebody, and it starts to kind of open up doors of where you could potentially, how you could target them, how you can communicate with them. So as we start unraveling this, you'll see we just get really specific about what this person might be. And I know it seems like I talk about pains and problems a lot, but our next thing, part of our just creating our customer avatar, is what pains and problems does this person have? These could be things like, what are they frustrated with, or what are their current frustrations? What are some potential hidden costs that they're currently occurring that they might not be aware of? And then what kind of potential physical, emotional, or financial pains and problems they have. So as you start to work through this with your prospect, it's going to really help you to create this very complete picture. And then the last part of the avatar is talking about what opportunities does this person have. So when we think about opportunities, it's very similar to pains and problems. For instance, what kind of financial opportunities do they have? What kind of physical opportunities do they have? What kind of emotional opportunities do they have? And also I like to always figure out, what kind of small tweaks could make a big difference. So that's an interesting one, but basically what you're trying to do is identify what kind of opportunities does their customer have in their life. I mean, are they, trying to make a lot more money? Are they trying to be more fit? Are they trying to, if they change their diet just a little bit, could they be more healthy or that kind of stuff? So, but as you can see, this conversation that you might be having with your prospective customer, you're going to start to realize that there's some really cool marketing opportunities as they start to unfold what they do in their business and how they help their customers solve some of these pains. But this exercise is basically taking somebody through building their avatar so that maybe you have, a page, 2 pages of notes that you've sat there with a customer. Maybe you've jumped up on the whiteboard and you've helped them identify this with their customer. But basically this building of an avatar exercise is something that's just really cool to do in your discovery process as part of your sales interaction series.